Hey, what up, everybody? Steve Reach coming to you. There's not much wrestling news coming around right now. I think everything that is out there is mainly just speculation and rumors. I made a video yesterday on the Brock Lesnar face turn that's being rumored about, that people are talking about. And last night I saw people talking about Batista coming back to be the guy that's going to fight Brock Lesnar next, since Brock Lesnar sort of has a lack of guys on the roster that there are for him to really feud with and to sort of capitalize on having Brock Lesnar there. Bring in the guy that I think a lot of people have been waiting to see come back to WWE for a long time. Batista left after WrestleMania 26. Shit, that was 3 years ago. That's a long time for a guy his age to be coming back. Honestly, I would love to see Batista come back, do some sort of like one-time thing, but not anything more than mainly just a walk-on sort of role. I don't really think that Batista has a whole lot to give back to wrestling on a day-in, day-out basis. Batista's not a guy that I really want to see come back and be a here-and-there performer. Honestly, in my opinion, WWE has too many of those guys right now. Let's play with the roster that you have, and bring those other guys back. You already have Rock, who's not there all the time. You've got Brock Lesnar. You got a guy like the Undertaker. Triple H shows up and wrestles when he's needed or when he wants to. You have too many guys, and when you have something like that, you end up with a WrestleMania card like we had this year, where you have too many guys getting bumped to the pre-show, not having matches. And if you want people to care about your show that's on every week, you have to make sure that those guys that are on TV every week are getting those spots. That's how you build a long time sort of bond to somebody. And then you have people becoming fans of the mid-carders and watching their rise to the top, or watching them sort of fall off the face of the earth. But Batista gave a whole bunch. I believe it was WrestleMania with him and Triple H, where Triple H handed him the ball to run with. They had the big feud. They went to the Hell in the Cell. He had his time, but even at the peak of his time, he was pretty getting close to the up in the age as it was. I mean, he was no spring chicken. He's a guy much like DDP, who would have been awesome if he got into the wrestling business a lot earlier in life. But one thing led to another. I think everybody's seen the Batista DVD and everything that he's really went through. I think I'm on the edge if Batista's a true Hall of Famer in my book, but I think in WWE's books, they're gonna want to bring him back someday, and I think he is a guy that could get a response to going into the Hall of Fame. So sooner than later, he will get his spot. Evolution was one of the I think what they did was just pure awesome. I mean, you had Ric Flair, who was the man, Triple H, the man who was the that main guy, and they went out on a limb and they picked two guys that are pretty much just rookies, very green to the system, and were able to get them to the point where they took over the company. Randy was running SmackDown for a while, Batista was on Raw, they flip-flopped, and both of them became big parts of WWE that got them to the next generation. I mean, I think a lot of people would look back and laugh at that if they would have picked two guys that fell on their face. I remember at one time reading the dirt sheets before that all got started, the one guy that they wanted to put in there was Maven, and I think Maven was the guy that ended up being replaced by Batista, and I think they would have fallen on their face. I love Maven, but I don't think Maven had a whole lot to offer long term. I don't think anybody was looking at him as being a world champion. I think he would have had maybe a good run as like an Intercontinental or U.S. title holder. He had the good run with the hardcore title, where he escaped WrestleMania after losing it early. He was the guy that took off, I believe, in a cab. It might have been in a limo, something like that. But he was able to run off with the title. But Batista, you guys want to see him come back? You want to see him wrestle? I don't really know if he can be a full-time member of the roster. Do you guys want him to be one of these pop-in, pop-out guys when they need him? I'm not sure. I saw that last MMA fight, and I think that was the one thing that slammed the door for me. I said, I don't need to see this guy anymore. Batista, trained his ass off for close to 2 years to get in one fight, and he went in there in that one fight, and I think he sort of, in my opinion, embarrassed himself. If you listen to his interviews after the fight, he said it was one thing that he always wanted to do, and now he's done it, and he didn't really know if he was going to fight again, and here we are. It's been a long time since that fight, and he hasn't popped up yet. I don't know why people are popping up these rumors thinking that Batista's going to be the guy that's coming back now. It just doesn't make sense to me. Have a good day, guys. Peace out.